Geocachers, it's time to celebrate your achievement. Introducing the brand new Jasmer Challenge Geocoins, designed to honor your dedication to one of the toughest geocaching challenges out there. Each coin represents a completed loop of the Jasmer Challenge, marking your journey through the history of geocaching. Whether you've conquered Loop 1, Loop 2, Loop 3, or gone all the way to Loop 4, there's a coin for you. These stunning geocoins were designed by renowned coin artist Christian Mackey, known for his incredible craftsmanship and attention to detail. And at just $25 each, they're a must-have for any serious cacher. Don't wait. Grab yours today in the Geocache Talk Shop and show the world that you've mastered the Jasmer Challenge.
A stunning symbol of adventure, community, and storytelling. Its bold design shines with vibrant colors and a cool retro look. It's more than just a coin. It's a badge of geocaching passion. You can be part of the journey by supporting Geocache Talk on Patreon. Your patronage helps create inspiring shows, grow the community, and keep the adventure going. Join the network at patreon.com/geocachetalk.
Hello, and welcome to Challenge Talk, part of the Geocache Talk Network. You can watch the show live on the second Tuesday of each month. Feel free to jump over to YouTube or Facebook to watch the broadcast live and join the wonderful and active chat room, or listen to the entire show later on your favorite podcast player or YouTube.
Tonight, we're going to continue our exploration of year 2000 caches with the month of June.
And we also have prizes to give away each show to our listeners. Between each show, be sure to email your challenge cache finds to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com and you could be a winner.
Later on in the show, we will play our special game exclusively for the live audience, the Wheel of Challenges. So listen live, get your email app ready, follow the instructions when the time comes so you can have a chance at winning tonight's grand prize.
And at the end of the show, maybe we'll highlight some challenge caches you found. We'll talk about that. Special circumstances for tonight. So we are your hosts, Emily and Tim. Hey, Tim, how's your month been?
Woohoo! It's December.
It is.
One of the favorite times of year. And my grandson is going to be 2.5 years old this year. He's really
fun.
into presents. He got to meet Santa for the first time at our geocaching Christmas party last week.
Oh, fun.
He was a little afraid, but, nonetheless.
Does he have a little geocaching name?
Pardon?
Does he have a little geocaching name?
He's Merlin's buddy. And the little rat has a first to find on a virtual. He's got a lost and found event. He's got a CETO event, and he's got 4 souvenirs already.
That's amazing. I love it. You're bringing them up right, Tim.
I'm trying.
Oh my goodness.
As far as the rest of the month goes, it's just Party City.
Yeah, tell us.
Everybody is trying to squeeze in their community celebration events. And I want to say after last month, thank you to a number of people. I've given you credit in all of the CCEs that I've hosted. And unbeknownst to me, according to Project GC, I have hosted more CCEs in the world than anyone else.
That is amazing, Tim.
and I wasn't even trying.
You just wanted to adopt them out and make sure they didn't go unused.
That's right. I'm trying to keep the game board full.
That is so cool.
A friend of mine,
Tim.
he is he's going to reach over 300 attended CCEs. He's number 1 in North America, and he was pointing it out to me that somebody pointed it out to him, and I was like, I really don't care. And I thought about it.
But really also, cool. That's kind of cool. That's a really unique stat that will take time to someone try to beat again. Wow, very cool. Very cool.
How about your month?
Well, that reminds me, I'll talk about my month real quick, but our reviewers in Oregon have been posting in the different Oregon Facebook groups regarding that CCE. They have to be used by the end of the month. And you have to have 2 weeks notice. Therefore, you must submit your event for review by December 17th. That's what our notice from our reviewers said. So good reminder to anyone who hasn't done their event yet and still wants to this year. But yeah, I had a good month, and my parents visited for a nice long time over Thanksgiving.
Oh, fun.
And yeah, and we got out, and we had amazing weather. It didn't rain on us hardly at all, which is good for this time of year.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? We had beautiful days, and we did some really nice, kind of like old school type of things. Just hikes with ammo cans in beautiful areas. It just felt. I even went up this, kind of trail out into the woods that opened up into a clearing with boulders and some trees. And I walked around the boulders and found the ammo can tucked in under. It just felt so old school and just so nice and
Oh,
classic.
fun.
So yeah, had some good experiences, including Tim, I cannot believe it took me 14 years of living in Oregon, 14 and a half, if you will, before I finally got the Cache Across America, Oregon, especially because I only live like 70 miles away.
No way.
I know. What is wrong with me? But we finally did that hike together, me and my parents. So
Nice.
we had some good times. Yeah.
And did I hear you even got a first to find that
I
you
got
weren't
a
trying
first
for?
to find. That's right. You did hear that somewhere out in the podcast universe. Yes, we just were caching and just, going along what caught our attention. I needed the cache for a treasure. And once I started looking at the cache page, I'm like, you guys, no one has found this. Like, this is too good to be true. It was really kind of sketchy because ground zero was like a parking area in front of a gate that really wasn't parking because it said no parking, don't block gate. But someone was there. And
Oh.
we were bugging their dog, but they had all their windows covered. So I'm not sure they knew there were humans outside that was making the dog bark, but they were really yelling at the dog, unfriendly. So I got really nervous, almost scared off, almost quit. But three of us stealthed around, found it was really cool. We found a geocoin at ground zero. You use the code on the geocoin to go to the coin page, and that told us the rest of the information to find the cache.
Very nice.
Certainly first to find. So it was a really unique experience all around. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that sounds like fun.
Yes. All right. Where are we? Just talking about our fun. We'll talk about
fun. How about
bit
the
of
news?
How about the news?
Podcast of Hope.
Podcast of Hope was
Can
amazing.
Can you believe it?
Everyone, thank you so much. It is incredible to be a part of a community that cares so much, comes together, achieves goals that really have meaning behind them. So thank you all for helping us reach both our 10-year goal and our current goal for the year, which got us to over our 10-year goal.
Or for those listening on audio, our goal this year was $15,000, which we met and exceeded. And that brought our lifetime goal, the 10-year goal, to $100,000
from the geocaching community. I love it. It's very special to be a part of. Yeah.
It is.
Thank you all.
A lot of it is coins for kids, and just a quarter here, a nickel there, a dime there.
It adds up. I love seeing. My total was a little small this year, but pretty average for me.
It was mine.
$495, but it's $495 added to that total. So it's a lot of fun. There's my jar back there. I'm going to have to start filling it again. I start every year with the Podcast of Hope episode. So we'll get that going again as I go geocaching. Good. Yeah. And there's still some Podcast of Hope St. Jude coins available in the Etsy shop, as well as the Jasmer coins, the Cache Odyssey coins. So check that out. We'll have the link in the show notes. Also,
keep going, because Podcast of Hope continues.
Absolutely. You can donate anytime.
Donate the link.
Yeah, podcastofhope.com. Donate anytime if you want to make that part of your monthly budget or whatever. It all goes to our lifetime total.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. So last month we announced a contest.
I was going to say, didn't we do a contest last month?
We did a contest.
Did we have any winners?
We do have winners.
What?
Yay! We asked you guys to write up a short piece on the Project GC feature you use the most, how it enhances your game, and why you should win this prize. And so we got 4 submissions. We thank you all for that. We're going to kind of keep their information for a future show because it's good stuff. We want to share it. We want to give it appropriate amount of time to properly share their ideas when we don't have such a big show. But we had one 1-year gift certificate to give away and 2 6 months. So we would like to congratulate first our 6-month winners, B Genius and X7 Kevin. So congratulations, you guys. Thank you so much for your submissions. And our big 1-year winner, drum roll on the fake drum, is Sims Quest. So
Woo!
congratulations to you 3. Thank you so much. Thank you also to Team Libra for your submission. We really appreciate everyone who participates in what we put out in our show.
Yep. Thank you very much. And like, if we didn't have 12 caches for June to talk about, we'd probably dig a little deeper, but we want to do justice to these submissions. So
yeah, they're good submissions. We were excited to see what you guys submitted. So
yeah,
we'll
thanks
definitely
to you guys,
get to
and
those.
realize, there were 3 prizes and only 4 entries. There's a lot more
future
room for
contest.
more people.
You have room to win. Yes.
All right. So monthly numbers. We have gone over 50,000 challenge caches in the world. We are now at 161. That went up by 604 over last month. And that was as of December 1st. So we probably have more. The USA is now at 19,252. Not much other changes. I mean, there's some numbers down in the lower state range. Everybody's vying for where they are, but that's it. That's a good number. So keep going, keep adding those challenges. We need more challenge caches.
That's right. And Tim, I wanted to share, I pulled up Instagram here because Birkenstock Report, who's been keeping us posted on Alaska, posted on her Instagram that more Aurora Challenge trail caches have been published. They're up to 80 plus challenge caches in Alaska, a far cry from the 21 we had at the end of the summer. So if you're on Instagram, check out Birkenstock Report and what she's doing up in Alaska and also getting around to the lower 48. And it's a great account to follow.
I'll have to look in January and see if Alaska has moved way up in the
Definitely.
That. So as you know, last month we started talking about Jasmer caches. This is kind of the year of the Jasmer with the worldwide cache cruise coming up, and last I heard it was like 150 people going to Sweden.
Right.
Well, we'll talk about the Match Dash in a couple of months, but we started in May. And here we are in June to talk about the June 2000 caches.
Right. And Tim, like you said, there's 12. There's 12 of them. So
12 left.
This is maybe an easier month to find those, but still, you got to put in the work. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Yes, we will. And the really cool thing about, you're right, is we can only get a quad at Jasmer, 4 loops. If you don't know what we're talking about, finding 4 caches in May, June, July through December. So with 12 of them, absolutely we have an opportunity, except that as we go through these, you're going to see there's some traveling, and it may be an East Coast, it might be a West Coast, it might be across the pond. But our first cache, I know, has some angst for you.
Yes.
It is GC1D. Short name, the Beaver Cache. The beavers have left, and they left the cache. It is in Georgia. It is in a common area of a subdivision. So it's not very stealthy. But the problem is it's a subdivision. And they don't want thousands of people to come to that cache at one time.
Right.
So during major events, it's disabled.
Right.
And as far as I know, it's actually pulled. So if you go, there's nothing to find.
And that is exactly what happened to me. The very first year I went to Going Caching, 2017. So this is kind of like an 8-year ongoing DNF. I planned my whole Going Caching road trip, and I just planned the trip, and I didn't look ahead at the caches on the list before I went to them. They were just on my list. I was going to them. So I went to the subdivision. I parked in the suggested parking, took the tiny little walk, nice little walk along a pond, got to the ground zero and found a hole in the ground. It is a bucket.
It is a bucket. It is a 1-gallon bucket,
It has
and it's
settled
in
into
the
the
ground.
ground over time. It's created its own hole. They didn't dig a hole for it. And I found the hole. And I said, what? And I looked, and that is what I learned, that cache goes away during big events such as going caching.
So it is one of 2 caches that goes away at certain times of the year. One is more predictable than this one, but this one, if there's a major mega event, yes, it'll go away. I found it in January of 2017. We did a winter road trip. My birthday is in January, and we did a winter road trip. My wife was kind enough to let me go.
Nice.
And so we hit a bunch of these, and the beaver cache was one on the list. And I didn't know it went away either. But at that time, I wasn't doing a lot of mega events. So
in January, there's no mega going on for that to go away. So Tim, I'm really curious, anyone planning on going to Cache Fest in Savannah, I don't know if they consider that close enough where it might go away, but might be something to consider as you're making your Cache Fest plans for
keep an eye on it, or, I would say plan for it not to be there. And if it is there,
then you're lucky.
Congratulations. But also, again, let's make sure that we are, what do I want to say, respectable geocachers.
And that's the whole thing. If you don't respect the wishes of the area, the owner who has the respect for the location, their hand might be forced to take this away, and then the community has lost a treasure.
Correct.
Isn't this the oldest cache in Georgia?
I believe it is, yes.
Yeah, so not only, are you losing a year 2000, you're losing a legacy. Yeah, so that's why they ask for the respect.
So we want to be we actually really do want to be very, very respectful when we go here.
Yeah.
Which it's easy to do. If you see a bunch of cars, turn around and leave. I realize how hard that is. Go to lunch, go eat something,
right.
Go park down the road, wait for some people to leave. We know how to be respectful. Let's be respectful.
That's right.
All right. The next cache.
Yeah, we've got GC43, Europe's first in Ireland. So this was hidden on June 3rd. And Tim, you did some research and found this is very well documented. We've got the parking, the trailhead, the best route. So unlike some of the older caches that have almost no information, it sounds like this one gives you what you
This one has a bunch. And a friend of mine did this one just this past year. So the information was very current. It is an uphill climb to the top of the hill. And then the scary part is the hill kind of drops off.
Ooh.
And you got to go down.
Oh.
But there's a very good path, and you don't need to be a mountain goat to do it. You do have to exercise some caution.
Yeah.
But it's scarier than it looks.
Okay.
And so was what I was told. There's some scrub, like 3-foot, 4-foot scrub with paths going through it.
Okay.
So you have to kind of work your paths as you're going to go. The other cool thing about this cache is if you were to hold an event in the parking lot, which my friend did, you could get 7 cache types getting to this cache.
Wow, that's really special.
So you get a busy day right there.
Yeah, mini busy day. Very nice. Very nice.
There was
so those locals, they really have set up something good for you.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, this one's a traditional. But there's unknowns, ECs, couple letterboxes, multis. It's a 7 icon day there.
Very nice. I'll probably do this someday. Sounds good.
Someday I'm going to get that one.
Yeah. Very good. All right, we have GC16. This is an Oregon cache, and it is both the name of the cache and the GC code. The name also includes the date 6/2/2000. And so this one, it's a hike. It starts out with a huff and puff, and there's actually a cache, which I'll link in the show notes I think it's called Huff and Puff, because you have to start out getting up into the trail system. And then once you're up and in there, it's really not bad. It's just more of a lengthy walk, according to my memory. I found this in, let's see here, April of 2016. Here's my find picture.
How young you are.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I see when I pull up some of these pictures. That is exactly what I see. Also that, and that
Not
was
that you're old or anything like that. I'm not
no.
implying that at all. Whoa.
No, and
Oops.
pre-braces. My teeth were more crooked back then. So, basically we just took the long walk. If you put trails on in your map view, you're going to see the right trail to take. You could definitely take a wrong turn if you're not paying attention, but just do a little bit of homework and you'll be fine. Once you get, match up to close, your coordinates are close, go up the hill, find the cache up in the trees. So it's a very nice walk.
Very nice.
Mhm.
All right. Well, and then let's go back to Georgia.
Let's go back.
GC1E is an echo. It is a tour of Stone Mountain.
Yeah, and this is a multi-cache. This is the world's oldest multi-cache.
Yep, the second oldest. It is inside of Stone Mountain Park. And last time we were there, there is an entrance fee to the park. I forget what it was when we did it. We found it in 2023. You found it in 2022. So we both checked this one off. It's a 3-stage multi. The posted coordinates and the final are on one side of the mountain. Stage 2's on the other side of the mountain. As I understand, stage 1 is probably the hardest stage to find.
That's from anyone I talked to. Stage 1 is the hard one. Yeah.
But the final's an ammo can. So who doesn't like an ammo can for a final?
Here's my picture of said ammo can. Yeah.
And I kind of remember that tree too. There's something about that tree.
Something about that tree. And Tim and I were talking before the show, the perspective on other people's pictures that I was trying to use to help me, hone into ground zero, as well as the perspective of my picture. It really, I was disoriented. The pictures don't quite capture the terrain of the final. So I'll just leave it at that. Don't want to throw out spoilers, but
well, and Christ our King 987 lives 2 to 3 hours away. What is your problem? Don't wait on it
down
like
there.
Did.
That's like me and Cache Odyssey. Just do it.
and Matt Jicky Britt says it's $20 for a day, $40 for an annual per car. So you can load it up with geocachers and get into the park. And that's about what I remember. But it was my wife and I that did that on a weekend.
And then once you're in the park, there's so many to do.
Oh, there's earth caches
so
galore.
Many. Right,
earth adventures. Yeah. It's a beautiful park. We went up to the top of the mountain with the gondola ride, and it's an awesome place. I also have it on good authority that the Cache Odyssey cache is not too far away from
Very cool. Very cool.
So again, you can knock out a lot of things.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just saw this one. Vince Rose said that also during large events, this one is, he says they archive it. No, they disable it. It's not archived. So
that's interesting because I found that one around the time of going caching, and that was not a hurdle for me. Yeah. So I don't know.
Maybe it's something they changed, or maybe it's something to do with the park. I know they have some major events in the park.
Oh, major park events. Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense. Because that is quite the active park.
Yeah.
Lots of things to do and going on. Yeah. Yeah, cool. So this next one.
Yeah.
So Tim, I have this next one on my watch list. GC53. Rift Valley in Kenya, Africa. My brain wanted to say Arkansas. It's not Kenya, Arkansas. It's Africa. So when I recently had a log come through and I thought, wow, that is an amazing experience. And Tim, that log came from Retired Guy. So we're going to get to his log in a moment. This is, let me see. He found it in August of this year. And
correct. And he also very kindly sent us a video.
Yes.
So here you go. Let me know if things don't come through quite right.
Other year 2000 caches. I traveled to Australia and New Zealand with my sister and found all the ones there, leaving me.
Tim, I think that started where we left off. So I'm going to take that back to the beginning.
Tim and Emily. Years ago, I started eyeing the world's oldest virtual, Rift Valley, GC53. I thought about how easy this should be. Just drive to the equator and then east 36 and claim it. Yes, it would require me being in Africa, but it seemed that I was there every couple of years, supporting a hospital in Mbale, visiting orphans in Kampala, climbing Kilimanjaro, and going on safaris out of Nairobi. But as I read the past logs, I was a little intimidated about renting a car and trying to do it solo. The cache is on private property, and a few cachers had less than ideal experiences. But then as time moved on, I was picking off all the other year 2000 caches. I traveled to Australia and New Zealand with my sister and found all the ones there, leaving me with only 2 left. Then the Orange County stash finally opened up and I got that. So there I was staring at GC53 as my one remaining year 2000. Challenge accepted. My wife and I got invited by friends to go on another safari in Tanzania and Kenya, with it ending at the famous Fairmont Norfolk Hotel in Nairobi. So it was now time to figure out how to get to GC53. I contacted the friend who ran the hospital I had visited in Mbale, Uganda, and described what I was trying to do. He mentioned that he sometimes goes into this area, and when he did, he used a local driver named Robert who spoke the local dialect. I contacted Robert, set up a 5:45 a.m. pickup time for that day, and agreed to the $200 price, which was not bad considering it was a 10-hour round-trip car ride. I kept some notes for when you get close. First, use the map in the cache description, except for where to park. Google Maps does not route you properly, as it doesn't recognize the turn off of E461 right after you cross the equator. Once there, you will take the road due east for roughly 2,000 meters. Yes, work in metric for the driver's sake. Then you will turn due south, parking just north of a small bridge. As we got out of our car, we were met by a land manager. My driver explained in local dialect what we were doing, and he nodded, having met a few geocachers in the past. And then he contacted his manager by cell phone. After a quick call, he smiled, opened the gate for us, and let us through. If he's not there, the gate has a small portion of wired fence held in place by a few wired loops. From there, follow the canal northwest 500 meters and celebrate when your latitude hits all zeros. It will probably take some pacing to get the numbers to all line up perfectly for your photo. There are no signs, no trees, and no fence there anymore, but it is an amazing thrill to place your feet at ground zero of the oldest virtual cache. Challenge accomplished. My driver took pictures and then we hiked back to the car. Fortunately, the ground was pretty dry with only mud but no standing water. This could definitely be an issue during the rainy season as you are hiking along an irrigation canal. I asked my driver if it would be appropriate to tip the land manager so he would view future geocachers positively. My driver wasn't sure, but he said he would discuss it with the land manager. After several minutes of back and forth negotiations, it was decided that I could pay a voluntary access fee of 1,000 Kenyan shillings, or about $7. Bring shillings. At the end of the adventure, I tipped Robert very well as he had helped me complete one of my geocaching dreams. His car is not in great shape, has somewhat bald tires, and is 2-wheel drive, which might pose a problem if it's really muddy. Robert's not much of a conversationalist, but boy did I feel a lot more comfortable going on this adventure with a local. This cache completed my quest to complete all year 2000 caches. It also gave me the oldest in my 92nd country and my 6th continent. If you have GC53 in your future, feel free to contact me to answer any questions that you may have. Retired Guy signing out.
Oops. Where are we?
There we are.
There we are. Okay, there we are.
That is just so amazing. Not only is that such a valuable set of information to find this cache, but Retired Guy hitting all active 2000 caches with this cache. amazing accomplishment. So thank you, Doug, so
Yeah,
much
great big
for
thank you to Doug
sending that in to
for that.
us.
And yes, there's a lot of great information. And while that was up, this other little guy, Vince Rose, said they're leaving December 29th. Why did I not know that? And
He said
Vince, you
for
got to
this,
let me know when you get there and take a lot of
yeah,
great pictures. And he also said that they've been in contact with the landowner and they have hosts that are going to drive them out there. I think this is
great.
probably the most important part of Rift Valley is, you know, don't necessarily try it on your own, but make
Hmm.
sure that you have, locals, because it can be pretty sketchy out there. So, you want to make we want to make sure we come back alive and safe. And it is Africa after all. Don't they have lions and tigers and elephants?
Maybe. I don't know. Doug didn't say anything, so I don't know.
No, he didn't. So yeah, congratulations and thank you, Doug, on getting all of those. So we may
Yeah.
be back in touch when we need some more intel on some of the rest of these year 2000s. But
Yeah, that's pretty great. Thank you.
let's move on. GC 25. This one is in Idaho, and this actually belongs to Mountain Bike. And
Yeah.
so this is cool. Before he was a lackey, he put out Camel's Prairie Stash. And this one's interesting. You and I have not found this one,
No?
but one of my friends, Troop Biz, went out there and I got most of the information from his log, which is well done. It took them about 2 hours to complete it because they did not want to go up the 4x4 part of the trail. Apparently, you can take a decent road, decent 2-track to within about 1.5 miles of the cache, and then it's a pretty strenuous hike to get up the rest of the way. If you have a 4x4 or a high clearance vehicle, you can drive up pretty darn close. I think you can get within 1/10 of a mile, as I understand, of getting this cache. It's high up in the mountains, so July and August are the recommended summer months. So you want to make that go. And also cell reception is really sketchy because you're up and out of the way. I remember a lot of these 2000 caches were placed before modern satellites
Right.
and
Absolutely.
before cell phones even. And
Hmm.
so there's not a lot of coverage in these remote areas. They were designed to be hiked into. And so that's a great thing. So,
And Seebeck Tried says you can get in within about 100 to 150
oh, okay, cool.
feet away from it.
All right.
I presume with a high clearance vehicle there.
Yeah, and I know that if you contact Mountain Bike for the summer, he has done an event or two nearby, and he's got a Jeep that he'll take you up with.
Yeah, and I didn't do good enough research before we went live, but I have heard him talk about that. I believe on the HQ podcast, where if you look for interviews with Mountain Bike, I don't know if there's more than one, but he talks about hiding this cache and why he hit this cache.
Yeah, why I hit it there. Yeah, it's a very, very good podcast. And Vince also dropped in the chat room. We forgot that while Stone Mountain is the oldest multi in the world, Rift Valley is the oldest virtual in
Right.
the world.
And he
So
also
I'm
said
pretty
also
good.
the least logged virtual.
Well, yeah, and there's probably an obvious reason for that one.
Probably.
But,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's
So
not
that's
a
a
lot
good
of
point.
geocachers in Africa, as I'm aware. But all right, so what's up next?
Well, Hiking Seal also
Oh.
says I made it to about a quarter of a mile from Camel's Prairie in my Outback in 2021. So her Outback vehicle,
Okay,
and
that's
there was
high
still
enough.
some snow.
Okay, so
Yeah. So
so
good
they're doable.
tips. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I have completed my quad for June, so many of these are off of my list, but I don't know
Still
that I
worth
have.
going.
I know. It's a really cool place to go, and I got to
Yeah.
visit Cheeky Brit and Pocatello, so
You might as well do
yeah,
this
might as
too.
well go.
Yeah.
Might as
Yeah.
well go do that.
Very good. Well, Tim, this next one is totally on my to-do list for 2026. It's going to be a part of my Geo Woodstock road trip. This is GC 37, Missouri's first Watts Mill. So, of course, this is in Missouri.
Yep.
It's the 14th oldest active cache. And it doesn't seem very hard. There's definitely some tempting parking, but legal parking that you should do versus the
Yes.
tempting parking, right?
Well,
So,
it depends on when you go. I mean, I had a friend of mine, another friend that had just gotten that one this year, and he took the secondary parking. So we always want to advocate the legal parking. Those are the parking coordinates. We know that geocachers do not read, and they do not read cache descriptions, and they look at the map. There is a small parking area in a residential neighborhood that is maybe 50 feet from the cache. My friend did it during a weekday during the early morning, kind of
Okay.
after everybody had left for work, and the parking lot was empty. So he was able to get in, get the cash, and get out. If you're going on a Saturday or Sunday, you probably want to do the legal parking, and it's about a quarter mile from there, but it's an
It looks
asphalt
like a
paved
really simple
trail.
walking path.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a walking
Yeah.
path, so it's not a big deal. It's a quarter mile, flat, easy, nothing to it, and
Huh.
it's another ammo cam.
Cool. Cool.
So very good.
All right. So we've got GC27 next, another Idaho cache. DTE is a 4-4. So Tim, what did you learn about this one?
There you go. I mean, that should tell you all you need to know. Again, we got sketchy cell reception. We got a 2-track road. The good news is the CO here, he has been very good with parking coordinates and waypoint coordinates to say, as you're going along the 2-track, at this point, go left, at this point, go right. And you can get right up near this cache. And he took a standard issue, I want to say Dodge Caravan.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, it was a standard minivan type thing. Nothing special, no high clearance. It had seen some road mileage, but you know, that's to be expected, I guess, in Idaho. And he was able to get there. So it is a 2-track to GZ. There's a couple of places where it said you can turn around here, or you can turn around here, or you can get to GZ and turn around there. But it is, I think it earns every bit of its 4-4, even though you can drive all the way out to it. It's the drive that's sketchy.
Interesting. And hey, we have another Idaho cache on the list. So June in Idaho in the year 2000 was active. Very active.
And GC26 is by the same owner as GC27.
Okay.
The GC26 is called Two Roads. And that's because there are 2 ways to get there.
All right.
So you can take a paved road to get within near of GZ, but then you're going to have a very steep climb up to the cache. So it's going to be, according to the cache page, it's going to be tough.
Okay.
So be prepared. The other is an unmarked 2-track. And so, but it'll take you right near the cache. And at that point, it's a slight downhill in order to get it. It's a very easy cache to get if you take the other road.
Okay.
But once again, limited cell coverage. You need to have your good topographic maps before you go. Do a lot of preparation ahead of time in order to get these caches. We don't want anybody getting stuck there.
Right. Very good advice.
Yep.
All right, Tim, this is one that I would love to get. The timing
Why
is
haven't
never
you
right.
gotten this one yet?
The timing is never right. You guys, I'll just put it out there. I need a group event. I need a group event to go get GCD. Help me out. Help me out, Washingtonians and other people who want to come get this with me, because I do not want to do this hike alone. This is a very steep hike. So, Tim, you did this in August of 22, and it took you 2 hours to get up, right?
It did, yes. Now, I went with some people that were younger than I am and older than I am. And the pace that we set, I was very comfortable with. The young kids kind of ran up the hill and then waited for us. There are caches along the way that are at reasonably natural stopping points.
Right.
And so, you know, it is good to take a break. I met some on the way down. I met a couple of friends going up, and unfortunately they were about halfway up and they had neither taken water nor energy bar.
Ooh.
And
no, this one is a pack your lunch and a gallon of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really do. We had extra water coming back down. And so we gave it to them and they were very thankful, but it is the kind of thing that you do not want to attempt without stuff.
Hmm.
Prepare well,
Right.
and so be smart about it. But it did. It took us, I want to say maybe 2.5 hours to get up, and then about an hour and a half to get down. So I mean, it's a half-day hike,
Right. It's a
but
commitment.
it is gorgeous. Oh my God, I've never been to such a beautiful place in my life.
And again, I should have done more research, but there's also so you can keep on going and get some good caches, or at least there's
Yeah,
one that's really popular to get. And
yep,
there's a bunch of challenge caches. If I recall
yes.
correctly, at the bottom, on your
Yes,
way
as
to
you
the
take the
parking area.
road from the main road to the GCD parking area, there's maybe a dozen challenge caches. Some of them are pretty tough. I think I qualified for all of them. And yep, there's a couple caches going up the hill. There's another cache, Mount Margaret, which is a beautiful hike
Yeah, I
as
believe
well.
that's one I had in mind. Yeah.
We were too tired. We couldn't do it. We wanted to. Our spirit was willing, but our bodies just said, "Nope, let's go back
Yeah.
down."
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Know your limits, right?
yeah, yeah, that's a good advice. Make
Yeah.
sure.
And Seebeck Tribe said more caches put out this summer also.
Oh
So it
wow.
sounds like
Okay.
folks really are filling up that area.
So
And then this is a
GCD,
good point. Lots of folks go for GCD during the Going Ape mega event.
yes,
So
I was going to
yeah,
say that I did the ape cache um, in the morning, and then that's when I learned that we were going to do GCD. Some friends were I was going to do it by myself, and I'm so glad I didn't. But I was prepared to, and some friends were going up, and I said that great. And yeah, Matt said, don't underestimate this hike. So
and Matt is extremely limber and able.
yes,
And he said took him 44 minutes 20 at full out march non-stop.
okay,
Brutal stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
again, beautiful, but definitely,
And this is a fun chat room crossover. Hiking Sale says, I'll never forget getting GCD. It called me by name when I approached. Actually, Bloody Cool was standing there holding it. I went to Mount Margaret first, and he saw my car in the parking lot.
very nice.
So he
Yeah,
knew
it's
to
fun when a
expect her.
community comes together, and
That's
especially on a
very
cache
fun.
like this.
That's
And
very
that
fun.
really is the beauty of the year 2000 caches, is because there's only 115 of them. We almost all share in one or more of them. That's what we
That's what
talk
I've
about.
said it before. I love that part of the Jasmer quest. We're all on this quest together, but on our own paths, and somewhere we're
Yeah.
crossing paths and having these individual shared experiences. I love it.
So cache number 11 is GC 1B.
This is also on my to-do list for this summer's road trip.
This
Yes.
one also is a very difficult cache.
I don't know about that. Not from what I've studied.
No, it is out in front of a florist shop. You'll get to meet Buttercup. Buttercup is a 800-pound gorilla
Yes.
who is standing
Why?
over the cache. It's very easy to find. It is an ammo can. I
Did we
found this
say
in
it's in
July of
Arkansas?
23.
It's Arkansas, right?
I didn't write that down here.
I'm pretty sure it
I
is. Let
want
me open the cache
I want to
page.
say no, but I'd have to look. Um, I don't think I've
I
got
believe it's
Arkansas.
Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Maybe it
Of
is.
course, my internet is just churning and churning. So
Okay.
maybe someday I'll tell you. Yes, Arkansas.
Okay. All right. It is Arkansas. Yeah. This cache for me has a lot of bad memories.
Why?
So, well, you remember the first Cache Fest in Memphis
Yes.
that I lost my roommate.
Oh, yes.
This cache was the cache we were supposed to meet up at.
Oh, I remember
And we
that
did
part of your
not.
story.
And this was his sister knew that he was coming to this cache after the cache that he was lost at.
Mhm.
And he hadn't signed in. I reported to his sister that he had not signed in, and that just snowballed everything. So I thought Buttercup was absolutely hilarious, but now it's like
It's got
it's a little bittersweet for me.
yeah,
It's
makes
a
sense.
tear. It's a teary moment. I'll keep that story for another day.
All right. All right. And then the 12th and final June 2000 cache is GCBBA. That's quite the long code for.
It is a long one for a year 2000.
Yeah. But this is Geocache, Canada's first geocache, obviously in Canada. And this is in Nova Scotia. So this is near the East River Provincial Park. And parking is nearby, and it's a slightly downhill short walk from what we can research.
I got a lot of my intel from Emily on this one, a different Emily. There she is, holding. She's got a little scared look on her face for some reason in this picture. So it's like I'm not sure what she's found. So
hopefully not poison ivy.
Maybe not poison ivy. No, it looks like a very beautiful area.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, she
Nova
mentioned that it's
Scotia,
slightly downhill to get to this. It's not a strenuous hike at all.
Very good.
And you know, Emily is, you know, a common geocacher like we all are. She's not like Matt. She's Brit. You know, she's not an Olympian, but you know,
that's great.
Very casual with us. And so yeah, this is one that I hope to be able to try to get on my. I'd love to visit Nova Scotia and
yeah, I definitely need to get to that side of Canada to fill in my maps. And Vince Rose said, by the way, they moved Buttercup to a vacuum storefront.
Oh.
So there you go.
So is Buttercup still guarding the cache?
As far as I can tell in my research.
Okay.
Which it's been a few months since I looked, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's been a couple of years since I've been down there. And of course, you know, as we look at some of this, all of our information is subject to change, but you know, we'll see how we go.
Cool. All right. So great set of caches there. And as we've said, we're just going to keep working through the months. So if you are an expert in a specific year 2000 cache, or if you have an extraordinary story about one of them, please let us know. And we have some of you where we already know we're going to be in touch because you've mentioned something to us already. So we'll be in touch with those of you that we know are experts, local or otherwise.
And next month up is July. It's a much shorter month. So we'll see if we can squeeze some other stuff in there. And you know what? I wonder if we can get some special guests. I know one of them's in the chat room tonight. I saw him there. And he's already said he'd be part of the show. So we'll see what we have.
We'll leave it at that.
All right. Anyway. It is time. Oh, and I didn't have this set up ahead of time.
Oh, no.
What's up? I'm K-Blast. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. It is time for the Wheel of Challenges.
That is a lot of excitement. Thank you, K-Blast. So yes, it is time for the Wheel of Challenges. One live viewer each month will be selected to face off against the wheel to have a chance to win the grand prize, a 1-year membership on Project GC. This particular game, we ask you to limit yourself to 3 lifetime wins. So get your email app ready.
Really tough question for you tonight.
Yeah, it is. Get your email app ready right now. Start an email with a subject containing "Spin Me," followed by your geocaching username in brackets, and answer the following question. My apologies, I didn't make a banner for this question. How many June 2000 caches are available to find in the world?
All right.
Should be pretty simple. I'm going to pop over to the email and see
do that, and I was
is answering.
Where did our sound go?
And we had some comments, just some final comments on the last cache in Nova Scotia. Vince Rose said it's a nice walk off the freeway on a ramp in Nova Scotia. Hiking Seal said Canada's first was right off a road when I found it, but it's been moved because of construction to the road. So as always, just, you know, read the latest logs and use that feature where you can sort geocache logs by great story or most helpful. And as long as people actively upvote these logs, you're going to find some good stuff in there.
Yeah, I've started marking a few on my own to be able to do that. And something like Rift Valley with Doug's comments, and I look forward to reading Vince's logs with lots of good information in there. They help everyone.
Yeah.
We don't want to give everything away, but it's nice to know that, who the land manager is to contact to get permission. How do you email? How do you, WhatsApp them? Who's a good driver? Who's a good, what service should we use? What boat do we want to take? None of those give away the cash.
No, but it
they
certainly
make the
sets you up for
experience so much
success.
better in
Yeah.
the planning for all of us, and we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Right. All right. Well,
How we
we
doing?
have our first correct answer from
Woo!
Thunderstruck, and the answer is 12. We dropped that number several times during the show. So, Tim, let's spin that wheel and see how
All right. Now,
Thunderstruck does.
he hasn't been out a lot lately, but his stats he is a oh, keep going. Oh no. All right, so this is the event 500
difficulty.
challenge.
Okay.
Sorry, Thunderstruck, you drew a 5 difficulty. Let's bring it up.
All right.
So this is one where you have to find 500 points worth of events. You get 1 point for a standard, 3 for a Cedo, 10 for a mega, 250 for a giga, but you can
Wow.
only use a giga once.
Okay.
So I got
How many points do you need? 500?
500.
Okay.
So let me go back. I got to get Thunderstruck's name so I can paste it in the challenge and run the checker. Oh, he has 405 points.
405. All right, Thunderstruck. We can help you make a
sorry.
plan
I'm sorry.
to get this done.
He has 8 megas, 3 Cedos, and 392 regular events. So need another couple of megas, and we'll get you there.
Yeah. Well, just keep going. Yep.
All right.
Keep doing
Thanks
those
for
events.
playing. Appreciate you being a part of the show.
That's right. All right. Well, Tim, do you still have the resources up to go over our monthly submissions?
I do.
All right. I think we got plenty of time to do that.
We still have a little bit of time left.
Yeah. So we didn't, you guys, we got 2 submissions this month from our old faithfuls. We are very grateful for them, but we need to hear from you guys. So every month we give a congratulatory shout out to listeners who email us proof of qualifying and logging a challenge cache since the last show. Anyone who sends an email to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com with the GC code having a found it log and whatever else you'd like to include, including photos, will be entered into the prize giveaway for a Challenge Talk path tag. So here is what we received this month.
Yep. So the first one comes in from the Cheeky Brit. And I do want to say that the Cheeky Brit held an event in Pocatello, and it was a climbing event. They were hoping it would get the mega or block party status, and it did not. But he sent this picture in, and I think, I'll kind of go over the top. There's a picture on the screen, and there's a climber on that wall. I don't know if you can see him. I'll circle him right there. I don't think I could do that. That's a
amazing.
I
would like to dabble in climbing, but wow, I need some skills to be able to do that.
Nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
But he sent in GCB4YX2. This is a 7 type for 31 days challenge. It's an 87 challenge difficulty. So you have
Tim,
to find.
You've got a different cache page up than that.
Oh, I do. You're right. Thank you.
Sure.
I completely missed that because on my other screen it's right. This is a 5-4 DT. And what you need to do is find the 7 major cache types, and you have to have them in 31 days. So it doesn't matter what month, it doesn't matter what year. You just have to have 31 days of 7 cache types. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. And Matt also told us another month, another Venn challenge published. And this time it was the first challenge Teos County, New Mexico has ever seen. The Venn Challenge Earth Cache in New Mexico, HID 2010 plus. And this is GCBEGEJ. So yeah, Matt just keeps plugging along and spreading geocaching goodness wherever he goes. So that's pretty cool.
Nice. Thank you, Matt. All right,
All right.
now I can bring up the Ventura
That's
Highway.
right. This one is submitted by Bloody Cool. Ventura Highway America Challenge GC5G6GT. And this is to find 17 caches in states with a major highway. So this is your 2-digit designation, north, south, or east, west.
Yep, and they do in the cache page, they noted it is going east and west would be Highway 10, 20, 30, 40, 70, 80, and 90. Or north and south are 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. These are not speed limits. 65, 75, 85, and 95. So you got to find 17 states with one of those highways.
Yeah, so pretty cool. So thank you guys for your submissions. Thank you for being faithful submitters, I guess is what I'll say. Very good. And so with so few submissions, this month winner is one of 2, and it's Cheeky Brit. Congratulations. We'll be in touch. I also saw in the chat, this is really fun. Hiking Seal says, my streak continues. I have been qualified for every Wheel of Challenge and every show I've been able to view live. That's an awesome streak. I hope you get to play soon.
Yeah.
We would love to see.
You got to be faster on that answer.
Yeah, we want to see you be able to win the Wheel of Challenges. That's pretty awesome. All right. Well, Tim, this has been really fun. Tim does a lot of our research. He finds people who have found these caches that we haven't found. So thank you, Tim, for what you've done. And we'll just keep going on this this topic, on this series.
Next month will be July. So, we keep getting good feedback on it. So we'll keep going on it. And once again, thank you to all of our supporters for Patreon. You can join us on the second Tuesday of every month. When is our next show?
Our next show is January the 13th, when we're talking about July 2000 caches. So not
January
to be confused.
Will be July.
Yes, January is July. Just tune in every month, second Tuesday. Don't get all the talking confused.
All right. And upcoming, we have another Geocache Talk show on Sunday. The Sunday show will be our next show.
Yeah, and our show notes will be posted shortly after the show airs in the video description and linked in the podcast description. So everything we talked about, we've got a link. I know that's one of my favorite parts of show notes is quick access. So we try to do that for you guys.
Yeah, and remember, there's a lot of community celebration events coming that Emily and I should be at one of those. And when you see us...
We're B&J Bish from Orlando. Challenge accepted.
Challenge completed.
Very, very nice.
And you just might win some other little prize that we would have.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for being a patron. Thank you for listening to our show later. Thank you for being a part of our wonderful community. Keep in mind, it's not about the numbers. It's about the challenge.
Challenge accepted. Thanks, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone. Good night.